Hey everybody, it's Mike over at Taxes and Bricks. Welcome to episode 75. Today is a Lego day, Lego Voltron. Woo, exciting. There it is, sneak peek. But first, before we kind of take a look at this, a couple of housekeeping items. I'm gonna turn the camera away so you have to watch the whole video to see all of the Voltron. But anyway, I was supposed to have this video up last week. Unfortunately, 2 Sundays ago, our 13-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever mix fell ill, and on Thursday we lost him. It was quick, and it was definitely cancer, and that sucks, but we did get to say our goodbyes, and he wasn't in any pain, and so we were fortunate for that, and it didn't drag on. I've had that happen with dogs before, where it's gone on for weeks or months or longer, and this was quick and in many ways more merciful than some of the other past experiences I've had with animals going to the Rainbow Bridge. But our daughter got to say her goodbyes, and we got to say our goodbyes, and so we got our closure, and it sucks, but that's pet ownership for you. They go at some point, and you got to know that going in. It doesn't make it any better, but you just kind of have to know that, and so we're going through that right now. And in Kansas, his little sister's pretty sad. Of course, she's a basset hound, so she looks sad all the time, so it's kind of hard to know that she's actually sad, but she whines a little bit more, even though she whines a lot. Anyway, she's whining a little bit more. I think she's going through mourning too. Animals do that. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring you Lego Voltron. This video was actually done before Torque passed away, but because I was home most of the week last week taking care of him, and I can't upload from home because my upload speeds suck, had to kind of cut it and do a few things this week to get it up today now that I'm back in the office. So enjoy episode 75, Lego Day Voltron. Hey everybody, it's Mike over at Taxes and Bricks. Welcome to episode 75. I gotta tell you, I don't think I've actually ever been more excited to open up a Lego set than I am right now. I've been sitting on this for about 2 years. Totally sealed, in the box, pristine. This is Lego set number 21311, Lego Voltron. It's my childhood in a box. And I've been waiting. I was going to do it like a couple months after I bought this set a few years ago. But then I heard a rumor that Lego was trying to pull together an Optimus Prime from Transformers. And I was like, no brainer, wait. And, worst comes to worst, they don't pull off the Optimus Prime thing. I opened the box, I put the set together, and I'm just as excited. But then Optimus Prime came out. And so I thought to myself, double feature. What could be better? So I'm very excited about this set. So set number 21311. I have the piece count at 2,321 pieces. Sorry, it's not on the box, which is weird. Not so much. This was released August 1st of 2018 and was in production until the end, December 31st of 2019. I bought it after it was retired. It originally retailed in the States for $179.99. All right. I way overpaid for it. I paid like $300 for this set, but I wanted it. Okay. And I'm not ashamed of that. I work hard for the money. Got me my Lego. So anyway, but yeah, that's about what they go for. I mean, I've seen them go as high as $500 and $600 on eBay. So I mean, I guess maybe I was lucky in the sense that I didn't pay that much more than MSRP. But anyway, very excited about this set. For those of you who don't know, Voltron was a television show, cartoon, and it ran from I think 84 to 85 or 85 to 86. I can't remember which. I was young, but I watched it. So I was very excited about this. In looking at the box art here, I mean, there's a couple of sort of exposed studs, and you can kind of tell from the photo that it's Lego, but I don't know. We're going to see what this looks like when it's finally put together. I'm going to start building it tonight. It's going to probably take me a few nights to get through this. because it is, 2,300 pieces, and I can usually do 600 or 700 pieces in a night. So this might take me 3 or 4 nights to get through, but I'm going to time lapse the whole thing here for you, and show you what it looks like, and then talk a little bit about the build. I have no idea what's going on inside this box. I'm actually going to open it right now. Oh, it's so sealed and pristine, but I'm going to do it. Ready? Eat. Oh, I just basically rendered a $300 set worthless. Let's see how many bags it has. Hopefully they're numbered bags. I don't know, 2018. Probably numbered bags. Yeah, they're numbered bags. That's good. Ah! Oh my god. Alright, let's see. Ooh. Many different manuals. Oh, they're going to do a different one for each part of Voltron. That's great. Oh my god. There's a bag 12, a 7. Oh, the bag 16. Oh, that sucks. There's a 4, 3. I think 16 is how high it goes here. 2, 11, 14, 7, 15. Yeah, 16 bags. Eek. All right. Well, I guess I better get started here, with bag 1. This is going to be fun. I'm very excited. Doesn't look like there's a lot of stickers either, which is great. But yeah, so there we go. I'm very excited about this. So here goes nothing. All right, so bags 1, 2, and 3 are done. And we now have Hunk, the yellow lion, or I don't know, I always thought it was kind of more orange, but whatever, yellow lion is done. So I'm going to call it a night. And I think the next up is, looks like Blue Lion is up next. So that would be Princess Allura. Yep. That's what's up next. Maybe tomorrow night. Gotta say, so far, the build is fun. So I'm not only excited about the set in its entirety, but this has just been like a fun build. And it's very solid. I mean, nothing feels loose on this thing. And nothing feels flimsy. Great design, good build so far. A lot of tiles, so very little in the way of exposed studs. I mean, you just got a couple here and a couple here. And it looks like basically what's going to happen is essentially it's going to turn into the leg, and then this will probably rotate back, and then that's going to end up being Voltron's left leg. So there we go. And then it just kind of clips back into place, and you can kind of have the separate lions, or you could make it into a, total Voltron, which is probably what I'm going to do. So exciting stuff. I'm going to call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow to start with the right leg. Exciting. All right, so I thought now would be a good time to kind of stop and transition from the time lapse for a second and kind of run through a few things with you. So far, the build's going great, and I'm about halfway through, and so far so good. This thing is still very solid. So I built Hunk and I built Princess Allura, very solid. And I'm starting to figure out now that I'm on to Commander Keith, which is the Black Lion pilot, and I'm almost done with that. Just got to get the back legs on and finished up. I'm starting to figure out kind of how this sucker's going to go together and how it's going to look a little bit as we kind of move through the rest of this build here. And so far it's genius, and I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, this thing is brilliant, and I'm definitely enjoying this. I still haven't quite figured out exactly how this is all going to work when it's, out and as, one unit Voltron. I think like that's part of it. And I don't really know quite how the head part's going to work here. I don't know if this is going to fold down and like that's how it's going to work. Because you get the face, which is kind of brilliant. And then if you kind of flip it up and flip it down a little bit here, I don't know, maybe I messed it up. Now, there we go. You've got the lion head. It was kind of brilliant. I'm just, design-wise, this is great. Okay. Something I actually haven't done in a while is sort of a mailbag. So I wanted to answer 2 questions that came in about Lego, not about taxes here. The first was whether or not I have a favorite set. Well, so far, this one's it. No, I actually don't. It's kind of like asking me to pick a favorite pet or pick a favorite child of mine. I don't have a favorite set here so much. I mean, maybe inside the genres, I might have like one set that I like more. Some of the builds I like better. There are some builds that I've just absolutely hated, but I like the final product. So no, I don't actually have a favorite set. The other question was that I got, and I didn't really know the answer to this, and I kind of had to research it a little bit, was about all the extra pieces. So I have these cups of extra pieces because at the end of every build, there's like, 10, 15, 20, 30 pieces, and it's always tiny stuff. It's always like a stud, or like a little, tiny thing. Like there's just like an extra, little thing left over or something like that. And the question was sort of like, what do I do with them? And then why does Lego give extra pieces? Well, originally I thought when I first started building Lego, well, they give you these extra pieces because these must be the pieces that people lose the most because they're the smallest, right? I mean, I'm a common sense guy. That seems to make sense to me. Like people are going to lose this tiny little thingy. And so they give you like 2 or 3 extras. But then I started to think about it and I'm like, then you would probably have like a space to provide feedback about the pieces that you lost, because that's how Lego would know. And there isn't any place anywhere that I've found to provide that kind of feedback. So I was like, no, that can't be the reason why. And I looked. So it has something to do with the weight of the packages, and it has something to do with the number of the pieces. And I think it's a business decision and a shipping decision, where basically rather than sitting there and hand counting every single piece, it's my understanding that they just kind of weigh the packages, which would make sense. I mean, if you're producing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of things a year, you don't want to have to sit there and, pay 4 trillion people to count them. So got these especially tiny little pieces. Plus that's human error and, whatever. So I think that has to do with the whole concept of weight, and that's how they kind of know, and they get it back up to weight. Like if something's missing pieces or something, I don't know. That's what I understand it to be. It also could be a little gimmicky because the other question that came in about is, what do I do with these extra pieces? Well, you guys have seen something that I've done with the extra pieces before. It's actually sitting over here now. It was in the office, but I actually do, I put a lamp together. I bought one of those lamps, glass lamp, and you unscrew it, you put all the extra pieces in and things like that. And then the other thing too is like every once in a while, I'll screw something up, or I'll be missing a piece from a set, or especially if I buy a used set. I mean, that's kind of dicey. And like sometimes, you'll get one of these and you need one that's got 4 studs. And I'm like, well, what do I do? So I just go and find, another one of these in my collection of little pieces, or maybe there's like a single stud, you know, or like a 1x1 brick or something, and that's, you know, I'll have 2 of those, you know, and whatever. Sometimes I'll have a piece and I'll go for like this, and I'll realize that I used the wrong color earlier in the thing, because I mean, sometimes I build in the evenings, the lights are okay in here, but not great. So anyway, so I'm gonna get back to the time lapse. I'm gonna finish up Commander Keith here, and then I got only a couple bags left because I'm on bag 11. This is bag 11. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. There was one more question I was gonna ask, and it was about the sorting trays. I'm pretty sure these are like a chip and dip tray that I got on Amazon. I can't remember the exact thing. It was a long time ago. These are actually pretty old and beat up. But yeah, like you put the dip in here, and like the carrots and the celery and the beans and, you know, whatever, in here, and it's like a chip and dip tray. This is not like a special Lego technical nuclear sorting tray. This is literally like a chip and dip tray. It's plastic. And they're pretty sturdy. They make a little bit of noise, but that's okay. And I just have 2 of them. I've never found that I've needed more than 2. I have these little plastic lucite drawer sorters for like larger builds, like modular buildings. And also too, if I buy a used set and everything comes in 1 or 2 bags rather than like 10 or 11 numbered bags, I will use all of these lucite containers, and I'll show those to you in another build. You've probably seen them in other builds that I've used where I've done bigger sets, but for smaller things where I'm going a bag or 2 at a time, new sets or sets that are used but they come in the numbered bags, or somebody was nice enough to break it down in the numbered bags, these work perfectly. How I sort is basically by part type. So for example, anything that's like a snot brick, which means studs not on top, meaning you can put this down and then the studs come from the side or from the bottom or whatever, all those go in one. Anything that's a tile, which means it's got a smooth finish, also on another. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get back to the time lapse here in just a second. Thanks for watching so far. Almost done. There you have it, Voltron. All 5 lions, sword and shield. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Little weird to get together in the end. So as you can see from the time lapse, if you watched the time lapse and didn't fast forward, we started by building the left leg, then the right leg, then we built the commander's body, the black lion, and then red lion, and then green lion, and then sword and shield, and then you kind of put it together. But the way it sort of works here, and I'm going to try and do this without like breaking it, although it's pretty solid. I mean, nothing really kind of falls off when you're kind of messing around with it here, but you have to kind of do some things. You saw it at the end. I was kind of folding the wings back, and then, you know, you have to kind of take the sword apart just a little bit to get it into the red lion's hand, and then you kind of have to mess a little bit with the shield to get it into the hands, and then you got to fold the legs back, and you got to fold the heads of the yellow and the blue lion forward to make kind of the feet. And then there's a few things you have to rotate on the body. So originally these body pieces where you see the red right here, they were actually rotated 180 so that these back parts, these legs, were actually on the front because the lion sits down. The head is actually the most interesting part of this, I actually think, in my opinion, because the way that they kind of have it is you've got the lion, and you can't kind of see it from that angle, but basically when it's the Black Lion, you've got the Black Lion head. And then what they did was essentially, if you just kind of lift up the snout, drop this all the way down, there's a printed piece right here. Okay, you can maybe get a little closer. You can kind of see the printed piece. It looks like a face. Okay, and then you push down the hood, and you've got actually Voltron's face, which is brilliant. I mean, incredibly good design and very creative. Something that, just as a person who's normally one to just follow instructions and put things together, I would never in a million years have been able to figure that out. I would never in a million years be able to figure any of this part out. I mean, even from where they kind of tuck the tails and how they get the legs. I mean, every single one of these lions has, 4 legs and feet. So you got basically 20 legs and feet here that are kind of just sort of hidden when you put this thing together as Voltron. Wow. I'm kind of in awe of this set. I really am. As I was putting it together to kind of create the mech here, a few pieces did pop off, nothing major, but they're pieces that kind of aren't really meant to be messed around with much anyway, so it kind of makes sense that they popped off a little bit. I mean, this thing's great, and you could take it apart and display, as I had before, sort of the 5 lions if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I mean, that's cool and all, but I mean, really? Like, this is the thing here. Like, this is absolutely the thing. So, yeah, it's a great set. I really, really enjoyed putting this thing together. I cannot wait to get back to the office and find a very prominent spot on the shelves for this. Well, I know I said earlier that I don't really have a favorite set. Right now, this is my favorite. We'll see. Optimus Prime's coming up soon. I still got to get you guys a Speed Champions video. And I'm going to do that real soon. And then I'm going to start Optimus Prime, I think, next week. So very good, very interesting, and very fun stuff. So listen, probably a long video because this was a bigger set in terms of the piece count. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're lucky enough to own a Voltron like I am, wow, congrats. If you're not, you can still get them. Like I said, they're retired, so you're going to have to pay a little bit. But I got to say, for me, I think it's worth it. I'm going to enjoy looking at this. I get all of, every dollar of money out of this thing. I actually even kind of love the box and might find a space for it. I mean, it really is. I mean, just the complete package. It's just an unbelievably great set. So well done to LEGO. Well done to the designers. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, there's more to come. I got a bunch of other interesting retired sets that I picked up. Some for good deals, used, some not so great deals, and I just wanted them. So, yeah, but more to come on that. And again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Have a great day.